transcendental subject matter, you want to really grasp it, chant, do Sankirtan. What will happen? You all know, you have heard from me 1 billion times. Who's in the heart? Krishna. And one of my favorite verses in Bhagavad Gita, what does Krishna do in the heart? 3 things. What is he doing? What's he causing? Forgetfulness. Remembrance.
Guiding.
Knowledge. That's the verse. Sarvasya chaham vritti sanivishta mata smritir jnanam apohanancha. That's what Krishna is doing in the heart. So, if you want to understand, if you want real knowledge, you want to forget your bad desires, you want to remember God, that can be achieved simply by chanting Sankirtan. I've had so many examples in my life. A problem came. I didn't know what to do. So I took a time out. You know, ladies, with your children, in America it's a big thing. Your children are well behaved, but not in America. So that when the children is real naughty, they put the child and say, take a time out, no more playing. So I took a time out and I just stopped whatever I was doing and I took out my beads and I just chanted. And I chanted and chanted until the answer came from Krishna within. And it always worked. Whenever I have that day when I don't know what to do, when I'm feeling blue, that's when I sit tightly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. And within a short time, like a boat coming on the water, the answer comes from Krishna. Krishna has never failed me. Now, this next installment benediction. Where I live, I told you, I live 3 miles from the Pacific Ocean. But by Krishna's order, that Pacific Ocean stops at the shore. By Krishna's order. So it cannot, the ocean stays. But there is an ocean of bliss. Pacific Ocean is an ocean of salt water. But Lord Chaitanya says there's an ocean of bliss. And this ocean of bliss is increasing. So when you take to Sankirtan, you are tasting that ocean of bliss that is increasing. Then it says, everybody in life, everybody is looking for happiness. They're looking for, it's called rus. Everybody's looking for a rus, something to enjoy. There are different ruses. So everybody's looking for that. Devotee, non-devotee, Chilean, Hindu, everybody's looking for some kind of rus, some kind of taste. Like sex life is a kind of taste. Making money is a kind of taste. Like we have that one friend, right? Who wants to die with his ashes in the bowl. Right? That's his rus. Right? So everybody has a rus. The athlete wants to be the champion. And the movie star wants to be the prettiest and get the Oscar and say, oh, thank you very much. Everybody has some kind of rus. The scholar wants to be known as the one who figured out that nobody else could figure. I found the cure for cancer. So that rus is driving everybody. But whatever rus they're doing, it's limited and temporary. But Lord Chaitanya says in this Sankirtan is the real nectar, the real taste that everybody wishes they could get. It's there in this chanting. And step by step, the more you engage in Sankirtan, you are getting all these benefits. Everybody? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Number 2. Nam Namakari Bahudan Nijasarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamata Smarane Nakalaha Etadrishi Tavakripha Bhagavan Mamapi Durdai Vamidrisham Ihajani Nanuraga. So, here Lord Chaitanya is saying, God has unlimited names. Unlimited. Now, in these names, because we're on the absolute platform, here is some water. This is a material thing. The word water is different from the substance. Why? Because this is a dualistic world, a material world. When you're thirsty, if you chant, water, 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 you get more thirsty. Because you need the object. The name and the object are different. But when you come to Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan, the name and the object are the same. That's the secret of chanting. The secret of chanting is understanding that the name is the person. It's not a symbol. The sound is the person because we're on the absolute platform. So first, you have to accept it theoretically, based on this is what the scriptures are saying, this is what my spiritual master is, I just accept it. Now I take the medicine. We discussed that the other night. That chanting is the medicine for the disease of ignorance. And as you take the medicine, your disease is getting cured. So, gradually you begin to appreciate and actually understand this sound, Krishna, is the same as the person. So Lord Chaitanya says, in all the different names of God, there are various potencies which he has invested in these names. Now, I love to give this example. You, from Hindu, know, because you may know somebody, who chants Vishnu Sahasranam, 1,000 names of Vishnu. May take you 40 minutes to chant. But we learn from Shivaji. Shivaji taught his wife, Parvati, that those 1,000 names of Vishnu is equal to one name of Ra. Because Lord Shiva chants Ram's name. And she asked him, why are you chanting Ram's name? And he said, because 1,000 names of Vishnu is the same as one name of Ram. So let's all chant. Ram. One more. Ram. One more. Ram. Now you just did 3 Rams. In the Mahabharata it says 3 times the name of Ram equals 1 Krishna. Everybody say Krishna. Now you see how powerful is this Maha Mantra. It's the most powerful mantra. There is no greater mantra than this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. It has so much power. So Lord Chaitanya says, my Lord, you have hundreds and millions of names. And in these names, you have invested your energies. And now, what does Lord Chaitanya say? There are no hard and fast rules. You can chant in the morning, which I recommend. But you can chant in the afternoon. You can chant in the evening, but it's a little harder. You can chant sitting, standing, kneeling, walking, running, lying down. You can chant. No hard and fast rules. You didn't take your bath? It's all right. You can still chant. You were working all day? No, that's right. Just whenever you remember, don't worry about the time, place, circuit. Just chant. Just chant. There are no hard and fast rules. The only hard and fast rules is chant. That's the only hard and fast rule. Chant. Other than that, nothing. Am I right? Good. Now Lord Chaitanya cries. He takes the position of a fallen, conditioned soul. And he says, my Lord, you are the most liberal. You have given us your holy name. All your potency and energy is in that holy name. And there are no hard and fast rules. My Lord, you couldn't make it any more simple, but I'm such a fool, I don't have any attraction. I'd rather watch TV. I'd rather do so many things, but I don't want to chant. Durdaivam. Lord Chaitanya said, I am so unfortunate that I'll do this, that, the other thing. I'll do all these things, but this simple thing of chanting the holy name, I have no attraction. I'm so unfortunate. So don't be unfortunate. Don't be unfortunate. Take to this chanting and get the full benefit. Now we go to number 3, because there's 8 altogether. Trinadapi sunichena tarar ada sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. In this verse, Lord Chaitanya gives us the mood how to chant. Yes, there are no hard and fast rules, but now Lord Chaitanya is going to give you a hint. Would you like an inside scoop? Lord Chaitanya is saying, would you like the inside scoop? How to do it easy? Lord Chaitanya says, here it is. Just like in America, they have this thing, insider trading. So somebody who's inside will tell his friend, psst, psst, the stock, buy it now. If they get caught, they can go to jail, but a lot of times they get away with it. The guy makes a killing because he got some inside scoop. So Lord Chaitanya is giving you the inside scoop, how to chant easy. First thing, humility. Humility. What does humility mean? You know what? I'm not this, I'm not that, and not any of these things. I am simply the insignificant servant of Krishna. That's it. I'm not anything other than that. That's what I am. An insignificant servant of Krishna. And that's humility. Humility means to accept yourself. This is what I am. Insignificant servant of Krishna. Number 2, tolerance. Tolerance. Ladies, you are very tolerant. I don't know how you do it. You tolerate these babies screaming all day long, crying. My nerves are... Ladies, they remain chanting. If a man had to undergo birth, he'd faint. Women know they do that. I always say, the way to learn tolerance, get married. Men, are you right? You have learned tolerance by getting married, right? Yes. Ask any man, he'll tell you. Oh yes, I have learned tolerance. Have some kids. Have a lot of kids. You'll learn tolerance. Because what are kids? Kids are simply a money machine. Not you make money, money spending machine. You're making all this money, the kids and the wife come, okay, pay up. This is described in the Bhagavatam. Shukadeva Goswami says, there's one chapter, Shukadeva Goswami says, the wife and the children are plunderers. You're working your butt off to make all this money. Wife comes, okay, thank you very much. Now go make some more. Am I right? It's true for all. Not just you. It's true for everybody. And you're thinking, wait a second, where did all the money go? Yeah, the wife and kids took it. Vacations, this, that, and the other thing. All of us. It's universal. So, tolerance. And Lord Chaitanya gives the example of the tree. When it's cold and the wind is blowing, you don't hear the trees complaining, give me a coat. Right? When it's hot, 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 Delhi, right? Are there trees in Delhi? There's trees in Delhi, right? So those trees in the month of May and April, how hot is it in Delhi? Right? It gets to 120 sometimes, right? Yes. The tree is just, and the tree just tolerates. Then people come, they carve their initials. Bobby loves Jimmy. The tree gets a tattoo, right? If I came to you and I carved, you'd slap me. What are you doing? But we do that to the tree. The tree's silent. Then we come, give me that fruit, give me that flower, give me this. We cut the branches, the tree tolerates. Then the big businessman comes to make his business, he cuts down so many trees. Tree doesn't protest. So Lord Chaitanya gives us tree meditation. We do meditation in Bhakti. There is meditation, tree meditation. Sometimes I meet people and they say, oh, you Hare Krishna people, you don't do meditation. I'll go, no, we do. We do tree meditation. I'm meditating. I am. I do my little friend meditation. I'm also doing meditation. Not doing your kind of meditation, but I'm doing meditation. Then, being humble also means not being proud, not having some false prestige. And then, I have to learn to see that Krishna is in everyone's heart, even my enemy. That's the hardest one. My enemy. I have to remember, Krishna in his heart. I want to smash that guy something fierce. But Krishna is in his heart. So Lord Chaitanya said, if you can do these four things, humble, tolerant, don't be some kind of notion, false prestige, and give respect to everyone, then you can always easily chant the holy name. Let's chant.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Number 4, halfway. Nadanang najanang nasundaring kavitang va jagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhakti ahoitaki twayi. I could do a 4-hour class on this Siksastakam, but I'm only going to give you a 1-hour class. I'm so glad you asked for this class. When you asked me for this class, I blessed you 1,000 times. I love preaching Siksastakam. Oh, Almighty Lord. Oh, now this one is going to be hard for you business guys. Look what he's done. This is why nobody likes Lord Chaitanya. The Sindhis don't like Lord Chaitanya. Look what he says. Oh Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth. Everybody's gone. That's it, man. I ain't worshiping Lord Chaitanya. I'm a Sindhi. Forget it. Am I right? I have no desire to accumulate. Let's tell it to our friend with the gold casket in the end. Let's tell him. I'm going to go see him tomorrow. I'm going to chant this verse. Hey, you know what? Repeat after me. Nadanang. He'll probably slap me. I'm in good shape today, huh? Prabhupada said if you can make the audience laugh, you've won. One time one of his disciples was giving class in Los Angeles, and Prabhupada was upstairs in his room, and he could hear the devotees laughing. So Prabhupada asked, who's that giving class? And they said, yes, that's the mark of a good speaker. Get everybody to laugh. Oh my Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth. Now the next one, did you mention the other day Hugh Hefner?
Yes, Prabhu.
Right? So he hates this next one. Nor do I desire beautiful women. That's all the guy wants. The guy's 85 years old and he still wants 25-year-old girls. Yeah. The guy's like amazing. He's like 85 years old and every other year he's marrying a new 25-year-old girl. And you're wondering, what are these girls thinking? But Lord Chaitanya says, I don't want any beautiful women. Nor do I want any number of followers. Yes. Lord Chaitanya doesn't want to be, you know, like they have these things, Facebook and Twitter. You know what is Twitter? So on Twitter, the whole game is like these movie stars have millions of people following. So the movie star writes, today I had a banana. That's his thing. And everybody goes, oh, Jai, you had a banana. Wow, great. Or, today I went to sleep. I mean, this is how they live their lives. And millions of people, did you hear? Such and such had a banana, went to the bathroom, and went to sleep. Isn't that great? They worship these movie stars as if they're God himself. So Lord Chaitanya says, I don't want any cheap followers. Prabhupada was the same way. No cheap disciples. So here's what Lord Chaitanya said. I don't want wealth. I don't want women. I don't want popularity. But he does want something. What does he want? Causeless bhakti. Causeless bhakti. Causeless bhakti means that he's not doing it with any expectation of reward. Lord Chaitanya wants to serve Krishna from the heart out of love. And I always quote Prabhupada. The mothers love their children regardless. It's not that you're taking a note. Okay, Vikruti, I did this, and then I'm going to give you a bill. Right? When she gets to be rich and famous, you're going to go to you know, I did all of this when you were growing up. This has already happened. Some famous athlete, right? He made millions of dollars. So his mother is giving him a bill that because I raised you, I want some money. That's happened in America now. Because the guy is making millions of dollars, she doesn't have anything. So she's thinking, hey, I did your diapers, I did this. So, hey, that's not mother. Mother loves from the heart. So Lord Chaitanya wants to serve Krishna from the heart. And the last thing Lord Chaitanya says is, and you know what? I don't even care about moksha or mukti. I don't care. If I have to take birth again and again and again, that's all right. But I have to have pure devotion for your lotus feet. That's what Lord Chaitanya prays. Everybody chant.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Come on.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So I'm coming to see you tomorrow at 9:30. Is that right? I have a special benediction for you.
Thank you.
But whether or not you'll like it, I don't know. But I have a special benediction for you. Ai nanda tunuja kinkaran. Even I'm laughing. And when you can laugh at your own jokes, you know you're doing good. Patitang mang vishame babam budao. Kripayata vapada pankaja. Stitu duli sadrishang vichintaya. Now, as these Siksastakam prayers progress, it gets more intense and more elevated and more intimate. So now, Lord Chaitanya is addressing Krishna from his father's name. Krishna had two fathers. Who was his father in Mathura and Dwarka?
One is Nanda.
I want to know who's the father in Mathura and Dwarka. Which father is that?
Mathura Nanda.
No,
Vasudev.
Vasudeva.
He was in Mathura.
Who is the father in Vrindavan?
Nanda.
Ah, gotta get it clear. So he's addressing Krishna in Vrindavan. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servant. Yes, that is a basic principle of Lord Chaitanya's teaching. What is the soul? The soul is eternal servant of Krishna. That's Lord Chaitanya's definition of Atma, the soul. Eternal servant of Krishna. Yet, somehow or other, I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. There seems to be some problem. Is something wrong?
No, the Tamalong is waiting for somebody opens the
Door for parking.
Ah,
he don't see anybody.
no problem. We want everyone to join the party. Are we having a good party?
Yes.
Are you enjoying, Levine?
Yes.
I want you to be happy.
Thank you.
Naresh,
Very much.
it's your party.
Very much.
All right, I'll try to tell more jokes. All right, shall we wait or should we continue?
You can continue.
Yes, balls. No problem. So, although I'm Krishna's servant, somehow or other, I'm here in this material world, Santiago, or Los Angeles, or Las Vegas, or wherever. If I'm Krishna's eternal servant, then I should be with Krishna. Now, I talked about how when Krishna left the planet, where did he go?
Goloka.
Yes, he went back to his abode. So that's where I should be. I should be. If I'm just like wives are the servants of the husband, husbands are servants of the wives. We all agree there? You agree? No? You're not the servant of your wife? Is she your servant? Oh, but it's not both ways. Has to be both ways.
Both should be friends, no servant like sharing with each other.
Yes, exactly.
Balancing, no, not look down at one another.
Yes. Where's my bell? Do we have a bell here? I need my bell. Thank you. Yes, very important. So if you're the servant, you usually stay with the person you serve. Like in the Mahabharata, Dhritarashtra's servant was, what's his name?
Sanjay.
Good up. You made up for your other mistake. So, Sanjaya lived with Dhritarashtra in the palace. He's a servant, but because he's the servant of the king, he lives with the king in the palace. So if I'm Krishna's eternal servant, I should be with him, but I'm not. Instead, I'm in Santiago. So, Lord Chaitanya is saying, somehow or other, I have fallen. And what have I fallen? Into an ocean of repeated birth and death. We call that sangsar. You all know that word.
Yes.
Sangsar. Repeated birth and death. So Lord Chaitanya is praying, my Lord, pick me up from this ocean. Pick me up and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet. Again, humility. Lord Chaitanya is not saying, oh Lord, pick me up and embrace me because I'm your gopi. No, humility. Lord Chaitanya is saying, no Lord, I am simply an atom at your lotus feet. But he wants to be back at the shelter of the Lord's feet to engage in service. That much we can pray. These prayers of Lord Chaitanya are perfect prayers. You take any one of these 8, you just chant one of them. Perfect prayers. Perfect. Especially the previous one, Nadananda Jananda Sundaring. But for some people that's impossible. But anyway, any one of these prayers. Pick me up from this ocean of Santiago or Los Angeles and place me again at the shelter of your lotus feet. Everybody chant the Maha Mantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Number 6. What? No, it's good, it's good. All right, chant it one more time.
Hare
Thank you. Okay. Are you liking it so far?
Yes.
Glad you came? We're glad you came too. Where's Kamalagni?
Dice que no hay estacionamiento.
They don't have the parking, no more space.
Outside is too much parking. Outside is many parking.
Okay.
Too much.
So, but she's gonna make it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So number 6, Nayanam Galadasrudaraya Vadanam Gadgadarudaya Gira Pulakarna Chitang Vapukada Davanama Grahane Bhavishyati. So now, this next one, Lord Chaitanya has spiritual hankering. There's material hankering. You businessmen hanker for what? Money, right? Businessmen, don't you hanker for money? Yeah, I know you do. Money sweeter than honey. Prabhupada used to say, money sweeter than honey. Yes. So Lord Chaitanya hankers, but he already said, I don't want women, I don't want wealth, I don't want fame. We just read that in number 4. But here, he does hanker. What is he hankering for? The perfection of chanting. That's what he wants. He wants to be able to chant perfectly. What are the symptoms of someone who chants perfectly? He says that when I chant, tears of love will come down from my eyes. My voice will choke up out of ecstasy when I, Krishna. My hairs will stand on end. For a gross materialist, when does his hair stand on end? When he sees a naked woman. But that's not what Lord Chaitanya wants. No, he wants his hairs to stand on end when he's chanting the holy name. You businessmen, if I had here a stack of $1,000 bills, would your hair stand on end? And you would say, Prabhuji, Prabhuji, Prabhuji. Ashirvad, Prabhuji, Ashirvad. Right? I'd be the most famous guru of all if I could, like, someday, they produce ash or something. If I could produce dollar bills. Did you hear about it? The dollar guru. You go to his satsang, you sit at his feet, and he gives you $1. Oh yes, Maharaj! Harival! I am your pure devotee.
In India do that. They do that. If the foreigners come, they give the first preference to go to temple. Those who are in line.
Yes.
It's like that.
Yes, but that's the other way around.
Yeah, then other way around. Like
Yes.
special service.
So Lord Chaitanya is saying, when these symptoms are there and I'm chanting, then I know I have reached the perfectional stage. Right now, what's the stage? Oh man, I gotta chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But Lord Chaitanya, how was he chanting? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. He's relishing because the disease of ignorance has been gone. And he's relishing this holy name. Number 7. Yugaitam nameshena chakshusha pravishaitam shunyaitam jagat sarvam Govinda vidahena me. Now this one is the last stage of perfection. What is it? Oh Govinda, everybody say. Oh Govinda. We sang the song Govinda, and you sang it so many times. So he's also calling out, Oh Govinda. Govinda is Krishna's original name. We learned that from the Brahma Samhita. Govinda. Govinda, one who gives pleasure to the cows. Krishna has so many cows, and each cow has a name. And Krishna will call his cows by their names. Oh, such and such cow, oh, and they all come up. Krishna has so many cows, they all have names. So he gives pleasure to the cows. People ask, why you Hindus, you don't want to eat beef? Why? Because it's God's favorite animal, you blockhead. You're offending Govinda. You want to eat cow meat? You're offending the Supreme Lord. That's his favorite. Eat pig. Eat something else. Don't touch the cow. Leave the cow alone. You can eat any old damn thing. Don't touch holy cow. It's true. All the demigods are in the body of the cow. Let's see what you're doing. And then Lord Chaitanya once told Chandkazi, Muslim king, for as many hairs are on the body of the cow, that's how many lifetimes you have to go to hell. That's how serious cow eating is. For as many hairs on that cow, that's how many times you have to go to hell. Unbelievable. Govinda, one who gives pleasure to the land known as Vrindavan. You've been to Vrindavan, you've been to... No? You've never been to Vrindavan? I thought for sure you had been there. All right, I bless you. Go to Vrindavan. You will get all things. I bless you. But you know the best time to go? Kartik. But you know the month of Kartik?
November.
No.
October, November.
Yes, that's the best time to go to Vrindavan. Thousands of people go there. The weather, the weather is nice. And the whole atmosphere is surcharged. Everybody is simply thinking of Krishna. Radha Krishna, Damodar. Vrindavan. I bless you that you will go to Vrindavan during the month of Kartik. And then the other name of Govinda, the one who gives pleasure to the transcendental senses. What are transcendental senses? Senses that are used to serve Krishna. Right now, if you're paying attention and you're not thinking about money, then your ears are transcendental. And when you chant, now your tongue is transcendentalized. So stay in meditation. This is called Nirantara meditation. Stay focused. When I preach in the high schools and colleges, so in the high schools and colleges, there's atheists, Jews, Christians, Muslims, all kinds of people. So usually the students ask, what is that paint on your face? What is that egg on your face? They all ask that. So I tell them, oh, this is very good. You keep looking at me. You know why? Because if you look at me, no. if you look at me, I'm burning up your bad karma. So keep looking at me. And they get into it. And I said, yes, you can thank me later. That's all. Because in the middle, Vishnu. On either side, Brahma, Shiva. This Vaishnava tilak is so powerful. And if I look at you with tilak, then you're blessing me. Thank you very much. At these satsangs, everybody should be wearing tilak. Then it becomes Vaikuntha. No anxiety. So, Lord Chaitanya says, oh Govinda, I love you so much. I am feeling the separation from you. And every moment without you is like 12 years. Tears are coming down like torrents of rain, because without you I feel all vacant. Just like I called my wife earlier today. So I have been gone several weeks. So finally she said, I miss you. It took a few weeks. When you love someone and you're not with that person, you feel separation. You could hardly imagine. I'll use you for example. It will never happen, but just for the sake of, I'm trying to explain. Supposing your husband you love so much, you told me so many, you love your husband. What if he was gone missing? You'd go crazy. Rajan! Rajan! Just like when Sita was stolen by that rascal, Ravana. Ram also went mad. He was crying out, Sita! Let's all do it. Everybody. Sita! Does that sound like you're crying for Sita? Come on. Really get into it. Let's do it. Sita! Ram was ready to destroy the whole world to get back. Why? That feeling of separation was so much. I had a glimpse of this, maybe I told you, but I'll tell it again. When I went to Tirupati in 2008, I was the guest of one Murti family. So the Murti family, when you go to Tirupati, there's all these checkpoints. So I got stopped at a couple of checkpoints, and they kept going, so we got lost. So by the time I came out, I didn't know where I was. I was lost. And I had to go, the bus was going to leave at 7 a.m. We had gotten there early in the morning. And I remember the guy said, the bus is leaving at 7 o'clock. So when I came out of the temple, it was like 6:45. And I didn't know where to go. So I was freaking out. And then I was trying to ask people, but because I speak English, and they don't speak English, they were going, So I was really freaking out. And I was running all around. Where's the bus? I didn't know where to go. My heart was pounding. I actually started to cry. And I felt like this. I was thinking, oh no, the bus is going to leave. I'll be stuck here. Where? They'll put me in jail. Oh, I'll never see my wife. I'll never, oh. Finally, I met this one young Indian couple. They spoke English. And I was actually crying. And I was like, please, where do I go? They said, oh, you just go over here. And then I went to this place and they said, your bus is over here. So I was running. And I could see the bus was waiting. And my sponsor people were waiting outside. And there was only one seat left on the bus. And I was running. And it was next to a young girl, so I said, can I sit there? And she goes, yes. And I was so emotional. I took my chadar, I covered my head, and I cried. Because I thought I would never come back to you. If I'm stuck in Tirupati, I can't see you. I was missing you. So I had some glimpse of this separation. So Lord Chaitanya has this intense separation from Govinda. He wants to be with Govinda. Like Ram and Sita was also feeling separation from Ram. It was mutual. It was mutual love. Ram and Sita. All right, let's do the last one. Ashlishyava padaratang pinashtumam adarshanan marmahatam kurotu va yatatata va vididhatu lampato mat prananatastu sa eva napadaha. So this final one is full surrender. You may think you're surrendered, but here is the test if you're surrendered. Number one, I know no one but Krishna as my Lord. That's the number one. I don't know anyone as my Lord but Krishna. And even if he breaks my heart, even if he never answers my prayers, doesn't matter. I'm sticking with Krishna. Not that, Krishna didn't give me what I want. You know what? I'm going to worship Durga Mata. So I know people like that. I do. They'll worship that God who gives them what they want. But not Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya loves Krishna no matter what he does. As he says here, whether you handle me roughly by your embrace, or you make me broken-hearted. After all, my Lord, you are the supreme. You are almighty. You can do whatever you want. But I will worship and serve you unconditionally. No reservations. This is full surrender. The Lord can do whatever he wants, but I'm sticking with the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now Divya Ratna also wanted me to speak a little bit about Ekadashi. So everyone, give me a second. I am now ready. Now we have a little kata on the Ekadashi. So, once upon a time, as all good stories start, there was a very powerful demon named Mura. And this demon was so powerful, he defeated all the demigods. And all the demigods were afraid of this Mura demon. So they went to Lord Vishnu. And the Lord asked them, why are you all crying? What's the matter? And they said, this demon Mura has taken over all of our posts. He is doing everything that we're supposed to do. He has defeated us. Help us, Lord, help us. And that's why I'm going to sing your song after this. I promised I would sing his song at this program. So Lord Vishnu said, I will take care of you. So this demon Mura, why don't you sit down? You make me nervous by standing. This demon Mura was so powerful, he fought Lord Vishnu for hundreds and hundreds of years. Now this story is being narrated by Krishna to Arjuna. Arjuna is asking him, what is this Ekadashi? So Lord Krishna says, I will explain. So Krishna is, because Lord Vishnu is Krishna's expansion. So he's describing something about he knows very well. So he said, Lord Vishnu, and he's speaking about himself in the third person, which is really cool. He's not saying me, he said Lord Vishnu, but we all know Lord Vishnu is Krishna's expansion. So, Lord Vishnu could not defeat this Mura demon. So after fighting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, Lord Vishnu took shelter of the cave and went to sleep. And Mura followed him to that cave. And Mura was going to kill Lord Vishnu when out from his body comes a young girl, a maiden. And she's glowing, brilliant. And she has weapons. And she fights with Mura and cuts off his head. Jai! Then the Lord wakes up. He sees that Mura has been slain and she's there